Hey everybody, it's Alika Lifty, and today let's brew our Ecuador Hacienda La Papaya anaerobic process typica as a filter offering. Let's go back to Ecuador, Hacienda La Papaya. We have the anaerobic processed version of their typica offering. We had their natural a couple of months ago that was phenomenal. This anaerobic is even more fragrant, very intense fruit flavors. It goes through a longer full cherry fermentation. So long full cherry fermentation combined with an exceptionally high elevation farm here in Ecuador. We have a very dense, very fruit forward coffee. Because of this coffee wants to drain more slowly, and it's going to kind of, if you grind too fine, it's gonna kind of gunk up on you and drain really, really slow and muddle these fruit flavors and make them a little bit more astringent and bitter. So grind more coarse for your traditional recipes. And the recipe we're gonna be doing today is also gonna be ground more coarse than traditionally used. One Penny has produced another really excellent coffee. If you brewed me this cup of coffee, I don't know that I would guess that it was a typica. As the name suggests, it's a very common varietal, but One Penny's processing and his, their farm and the things that they produce make this anything but a typical coffee. This is exceptionally high-end, very fragrant, sweet, fruit-forward. I'm excited to brew this. Today we're gonna brew on the Kalita Wave 185. I like the ceramic. You're gonna get similar results with the glass, and I would grind even more coarse if you're gonna be using this with the steel version Kalita Wave. We're going to be brewing with 15 grams of our Hacienda La Papaya anaerobic typica, ground medium fine. This was 14 on the Baratza Encore. This would be around 23, 24 clicks on your Comandante C40, and this would honestly be close to 1 on your fellow oat. So here we have a coffee that can be coarse enough on that oat. It's super fragrant in here. It kind of smells like Peeps marshmallows and Skittles here ground. We're gonna be brewing with 250 mils of 206 degree Fahrenheit water. And we're gonna be splitting this into a bloom, a second pour, and then 2 more pours. So 4 pours total is what we're gonna be using. Pretty large pours, pretty heavy to encourage this flow rate and give us a nice flavor. The smaller recipe in the Kalita is gonna give us an exceptional texture and bring out all of this fruity flavor. So, all right, let's preheat our brewer, wet this paper filter. We don't need to worry too much about filling everything on here. Instead, I'm just being sure to rinse the sides of like this bottom half of the Kalita, just making sure I get rid of this paper flavor. Pretty good. Let this preheat. All right, I also have my stir stick. You don't have to use this. This is a pretty small recipe. We're gonna saturate these grounds pretty well, but I use it. I think you'll get a little bit faster flow rates and a more even flavor with a stir stick. Let's turn on our scale, tare it, make sure everything is ready to go. Got your mug, ground coffee. Let's dose that. Shake our brewer flat to start. Tare the scale, stir stick ready. Hot water, good to go. Let's start our timer, and I'm gonna bloom with only 30 grams of water. Drop, work my way to the outside, touching all of these grounds. I had a little bit of splash up of those dry grounds. Make sure to touch them. And then where I see these air bubbles, poke, poke. Just get rid of these air pockets. And I'm gonna let this bloom for 30 seconds, and at 30, I'm gonna pour heavy straight here in the middle, bringing this mass up to 100 grams total. Being heavy on this second pour is now gonna help us build up this flow rate without clogging our Kalita, especially with these small recipes. And at 45, I'm gonna spiral pour up to 150. So in that pour, I'm trying to touch all the coffee rather than just pouring straight in the middle. At 110, I'm gonna pour heavy in the middle again, bringing myself up to 200 grams total. now heavy, bringing this up. There we go. And then at 130, I'm gonna finish it off, again, heavy in the middle, bringing this up to 250 grams total. Really close there. This should be flowing very steadily. We shouldn't be stopping into these little drips quite yet. There we go, heavy in the middle again. Build up that water level. Should have a steady flow rate. If we are too fine, this coffee especially is gonna choke and really drip through slowly here at this end stage. And we're still gonna get some really nice flavor. It's gonna taste kind of like those like Haribo gummy bears. We're gonna get some citrus, but it's going to be a little bitter and pithy. But it was still really sweet and really pleasant, very confectionery its sweetness. If we grind too coarse and everything just drains really, really fast, it's gonna be a little sour, a little astringent, still pretty sweet, but we are going to miss the texture and we're gonna miss the long-lasting sweet, fruity aftertaste. But when we are balanced, I expect a drain time of about 2.5 minutes with this coffee, with this recipe. It's going to drain longer. Expect at least 15 to 30 seconds added on to any of your traditional recipes. It's just a little bit more dense. It drains a little bit more slowly, even when you grind more coarse. So here we go, 2.5 minutes. This is a recipe we've used for geishas and some other offerings, and it drains at around 2 minutes. So we've added 30 seconds even onto this tiny recipe, and that's okay. When we are balanced, this coffee gives us really nice confectionery, fruity sweetness. Think of gummy bears. We're gonna get melon, blood orange, and this really rich, full-bodied red wine. Serve and enjoy.